pro-black and at the same time anti the other gender of your race? How can you be pro-black as a woman and then be anti-black men? How can you be pro-black and then be anti-black woman? Literally can't work that way. I don't care what y'all say. I know there's a debate about being pro-black but having a Caucasian or non-black a significant other. I know there's a debate about that, and I ain't finna get into that with y'all tonight. But I can guarantee you, without any shadow of a doubt, no hezzy, that there's not possible of a way for you to be anti-black woman or anti-black male and consider yourself pro-black. How can you be pro-black and at the same time anti the other gender of your race? How can you be pro-black as a woman and then be anti-black men? How can you be pro-black and then be anti-black woman? Literally can't work that way. I don't care what y'all say. I know there's a debate about being pro-black but having a Caucasian or non-black a significant other. I know there's a debate about that, and I ain't finna get into that with y'all tonight. But I can guarantee you, without any shadow of a doubt, no hezzy, that there's not possible of a way for you to be anti-black woman or anti-black male and consider yourself pro-black. How can you be pro-black and at the same time anti the other gender of your race? How can you be pro-black as a woman and then be anti-black men? How can you be pro-black and then be anti-black woman? Literally can't work that way. I don't care what y'all say. I know there's a debate about being pro-black but having a Caucasian or non-black a significant other. I know there's a debate about that, and I ain't finna get into that with y'all tonight. But I can guarantee you, without any shadow of a doubt, no hezzy, that there's not possible of a way for you to be anti-black woman or anti-black male and consider yourself pro-black. How can you be, if you have been participating in these anti-black festivities or activities for the past few days behind this relationship, I need you to shut the entire fuck up on June 19th. Don't go get no flags. Don't go get no flags. Cook out for what? I don't even want you wearing a dashiki. It does a dashiki mean you're black? Absolutely not. But I don't even want to see all in no damn dashiki. I don't. When inevitably, and this is why, like I said, it's so sick, because inevitably, because it happens every year. It probably happens every month and we just don't know the rates. Inevitably, when a black man or woman is unfairly and unjustly murdered by a member of law enforcement, I want y'all to remember how anti-opposite black gender y'all was at this time. If you have been participating in these anti-black festivities or activities for the past few days behind this relationship, I need you to shut the entire fuck up on June 19th. Don't go get no flags. Don't go get no flags. Cook out for what? I don't even want you wearing a dashiki. It does a dashiki mean you're black? Absolutely not. But I don't even want to see all in no damn dashiki. I don't. When inevitably, and this is why, like I said, it's so sick, because inevitably, because it happens every year. It probably happens every month and we just don't know the rates. Inevitably, when a black man or woman is unfairly and unjustly murdered by a member of law enforcement, I want y'all to remember how anti-opposite black gender y'all was at this time. If you have been participating in these anti-black festivities or activities for the past few days behind this relationship, I need you to shut the entire fuck up on June 19th. Don't go get no flags. Don't go get no flags. Cook out for what? I don't even want you wearing a dashiki. And does a dashiki mean you're black? Absolutely not. But I don't even want to see all of no damn dashiki. I don't. When inevitably, and this is why, like I said, it's so sick. Because it happens every year. It probably happens every month and we just don't know. Race. Inevitably, when a black man or woman is unfairly and unjustly murdered by a member of law enforcement, I want y'all to remember how anti-opposite black gender y'all was at this time. If you have been participating in these anti-black newbies, you are not in the wrong place. You are, of course, with your favorite coach's favorite coach, your favorite fat freckled man, the big dog himself. Who? Big Nah, coach. You're here with me and the Life Be Lifing podcast. Appreciate my folks already in the chat. I see we got Brother Fobs in the chat. We got Top Chatter in the chat, Myron. We got Mrs. Ferrier in the chat, the sponsor of the Two Kings 215 and Life Be Life and podcast. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with a brother tonight. As y'all know, sometimes I like to start clips to start the show out. Let people get into the room, let them, pull up, get their chair, get their popcorn, get comfortable. And it just so happened I had a couple of clips of my own that I felt was timely, literally for today. Today is the 18th, Juneteenth Eve. Give it up for Juneteenth. So those clips came from an episode that I already did, and quite a few were here for that episode. The conversation was initially about how, not so much about the Meg Thee Stallion and Clay breakup itself, because that's their business, not ours. We really can't afford to care too much, but more about how people were handling the conversation, how people were getting too absorbed, and how it became yet another opportunity to create a further divide between black women and black men. And you had the perpetrators on both sides. Like, I know y'all remember when y'all president during his first term was like, there's good on both sides. Well, there's bad on both sides in this one. You had the dudes who didn't have anything really constructive. It was kind of like they wanted to laugh at Meg's pain. This was kind of their way of proving everything, they thought about, not just Meg, but women in general. Pardon the stain. I didn't even realize I just got this stain on my shirt. Now I can see it on camera. So pardon that, you know what I mean? I was handling some stuff. And then you had the women who took this as their time to get their stuff off about, how men are dogs and men ain't shit, and we're trash and it's typical, you should have known better. And it was taken So my conversation at that point is that it was taken too deeply for it to be, something that doesn't really involve us as people, like as individuals. Forget even as a people. It don't involve nobody but them two, for real, for real. It was even unfortunate that because there was rumors he was cheating with an NBA player, somebody decided to throw a particular not NBA player, WNBA player. Somebody decided to throw a particular WNBA player's um that good on both sides things was a hoax that most fell for. You trying to say he didn't say it? Is that what you mean? Because all right, I ain't even finna go back and forth about that. But if that's what you call it, that's what you call it. Um, what I know for sure is that in this situation, it was bad on both sides. And like I said, you had both the misogynists and the misandrists in full effect. You had some people trying to have a genuine conversation, but again, like I said, the worst part is that it created yet another opportunity for black men and black women to decide to, instead of actually have any kind of real conversation, have any real kind of civil discourse, to come with their pain, come with their resentment that they haven't handled, and put it all on public display for everybody to see, trying to out battle rap the other camp for real, for real. And I put out those clips initially because I I don't want to say I feel, I'm saying the conversation to a certain point. It's one thing. I feel like I'm getting too much echo. Y'all hear me clearly? There's no feedback coming on your side. Let me know if y'all get any feedback on your side. All right. Um. So then I'll keep going. Make sure the mic, everything in. All right. The the problem is that instead of people just giving their opinions, right? Because of course everybody's gonna have opinions. So I'm not like, oh well, here y'all go having opinions. I mean, people have their opinions. All right, cool. The problem is that people took somebody else's situation as an indictment on black women and on black men. Um, to make it sound racist. I don't think it sounded racist. I just think it was inaccurate. I mean, if that's what they was trying to make it sound, I don't think people were saying that it was. I don't know. I don't remember people saying it was racist. They just felt like it was a cop out. They just felt like that it was a cop out. That's all. Um, and more of what he said was aired. I mean, but I guess like you saying that the part that gets clipped, the most popular part might be, it was good on both sides. Because I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure I heard him say it, bro. That's why I didn't want to go back and forth about it. But at any rate, I was just using it as a similar speech pattern. We ain't got to get really too hung up on that because the fact is, um, again, there was a conversation that could have been had, right? Um, from an opinion standpoint, like we know how people get involved with celebrity gossip and stuff like that. We know how that goes. And that could have been that. You want to speculate, uh, there's the conversation that it was such a big deal because people thought Clay was a lame or thought he was a square, you know what I'm saying? Because, not people, women, women, thought that about Clay. Um, so they thought that, Meg was getting, this sweet, innocent Prince Charming guy. On the other hand, it was dude sitting there, kind of like, well, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And at the end of the day, those opinions are those opinions. You know, that's how people feel about the situation. What didn't have to happen was for women to look at this as, being indicative of black men, because that's where the conversation started to go. It didn't stick on Clay, and it didn't even stick on just the men who was being assholes. And no, it started becoming a bigger thing. Likewise, like on the dude side, it didn't just become how you see Meg. It became, oh, this is how black women are, and black women got to get it together. She's the perfect example of why y'all black women got to do this and that and the other. And it's like, neither one of these people are perfect examples of anything for black people. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, the only thing Clay might be a perfect example of is a shooter. How to shoot the 3-pointer in basketball. I don't know what Meg is a perfect example of. I ain't gonna lie, and this is no disrespect to her. I don't know, because even for her to be a rapper, I'm not gonna sit here and say she's such a superior rapper over all these other, rappers, be it female or overall, to where I'm be like, yo, if I was gonna tell somebody about rapping, and you know, Meg would be the person I want. If my sister was going to pick up rap, or my daughter was going to pick up rap, or I knew some girl who wanted to rap, Meg would be the person I point her to. So that's what I mean by that. It's like, I'm not taking this as an opportunity to dig at or disrespect Meg. I'm just saying that personality wise, neither one of these people are perfect examples of anything. They're not even perfect examples of the problems that black people face, whether it's in relationships or dating. They're not even a perfect example of that. Like, like the ridiculousness, man. The ridiculousness that, and that, but even that, like, when there was girls out there saying that, it's fine, because it's like, either one, you're lying, two, doesn't matter. If a girl is not involved or doesn't care about sports or basketball, it's very possible she's never heard of Klay Thompson. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like, they that again, I don't want to pick apart all the little points that people was trying to make. Like, I'm not fitting to sit up here and talk about, Meg's sex life or her past sexual partners or nothing like that. My thing is this: there comes a point where we have these conversations, whether it's something you've seen on another podcast, TV shows back in the day, a movie, a television show now, right? That you see these things, these interactions between black people, and we take these instances, unfortunately, we as a people take these instances and use it as ammo against the other gender. Now, don't get me wrong, there's sometimes where there's things that's indicative, right? Like, if you see something and it's talking about fatherlessness within the black community, there's a real conversation to be had there, right? Like, if you see a scene where this couple, they get together, and they were planning on raising a family, and she got pregnant sooner than dude was ready for, and um let's say he walks out, right? Because he's like, man, I just can't be a father. Leaves her holding the bag. We can't pretend that that's not a thing that happens. You know what I mean? But also, we can't pretend that that's every dude who gets a woman pregnant. Like, we can't ignore the fact that black fathers are more active in their kids' lives than fathers of any other race, and the stats prove it. I've been trying to tell women that there are more active dads and more present dads than they believe for the past 5 years straight. I've been making it a point to have that conversation. Now, Granted, it's been true longer than 5 years, but I've been trying to make that specific point, and I could tell you, I know it's been for the last 5 years, because even though certain conversations, certain narratives hang around about Black people, I feel like it was at a certain point that was like a sticking point that Black men were getting beat over the head with. Even when I was having conversations or when I was doing episodes and I would say something about my responsibilities as a dad and what I'm doing as a dad, and women would think they giving me a compliment by being like, no, but that's you because you're special, because you're awesome. And it's like, if you've heard me say it before, I'll say it 1,000 times. The last thing I ever want to be to any of y'all is one of the good ones. Never. I never want to fall in that category because it's a fictitious category. It's an unfair category. And what it truly is, whether you mean it that way or not, it's a backhanded compliment. Because what it means is a section of people you have a very low opinion about. A very low opinion about an entire section of people. And you meet these one or two people who you see behave in a way that you think is acceptable or a way that you think is maybe even admirable. So it's like, oh, all Eagles fans ain't shit, but I rock with you because blah 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 blah. Whole time, this is not the only Eagles fan who knows how to be honest about when the Eagles fan has a bad season, when the Eagles are having a bad season. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking that the one person out of an entire group who exhibits certain traits and behaviors is the only person out of that entire group that exhibits that behavior is ridiculous. Or one of the only few people, like three people, as opposed to just being like, yo, I hate the image of how y'all carry yourselves, right? Because that's me. Like, I will say, even for my friends that I like, that I respect as Eagles fans, I hate them when it comes to football. I love you. I respect you as a person. I even respect some of y'all fandom, but I hate y'all as a team, as a staff, a record label, and a crew. I don't got no picks. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no picks. All of y'all. I got smoke for all of y'all when it comes to that whole football thing. Now, granted, I haven't cared about football in the last 3 years, so that time has passed. R.I.P. You know, the football fan I used to be. But when I was in the heat of it, I had smoke for everybody of all ages. I had smoke for my son because they programmed and brainwashed him to be an Eagles fan. My youngest son, I had smoke for him. And he's my kid. I love him unequivocally and unconditionally. But I still had smoke for him. I still pointed in his face and laughed when the Eagles lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you're guilty of doing that. A lot of people are, bro. A lot of people are, and and that's what I'm saying, because people don't think about how much of a backhanded compliment that is. You really genuinely think that you're lifting this person up and putting them on a pedestal. But the problem with that is like I said, it's fictitious. It's not real. It's not based on anything real. So I I recoil, I rebuff it, I rebuke it, all of that. Don't never put me, no matter what category it's in, bald niggas, fat niggas, freckle niggas, Cowboy fans, Sixers fans, Rocket fans, nerd, gamer, dad, West Indian, brother, son, employee of my job. If you hate everybody there, don't think that just because I did some things acceptable, that I'm going to take that cookie of yours that you're offering to make me one of the good ones. I don't know if y'all notice, but white people do that with black people all the time. I take that back. I know most of y'all don't notice that. Because if you did, you wouldn't do, oh, y'all just one of the good ones to other people. Y'all would understand how backhanded a compliment that is. So put it in that frame. Put it in that frame. In that context. That this white person has the worst things to say about black people. But they worked with you for the last 7 years. They know you're a hard worker. They know you real. They know you're helpful. They know you're respectful. All the things that they think is part of what makes an American great, you embody. They love you. They love you. But if you saw how they talked about every other black person and then they came to you, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, it's not a legit compliment. I disagree. It is not a legit compliment. It's not a legit compliment at all. And I would disagree with everybody who believes that. It's not legit, bro. It's backhanded. It's backhanded because it doesn't remove who you are in being part of that section. It doesn't remove that. Now, that's one thing. It's one thing to have complaints, right? It's one thing to have complaints about people from a certain section, but you don't hate the section. You just there's things that they have that they commonly might do that you hate. So like hating the things and not hating the people is what I'm trying to get at, right? If you're a man who hates women that gossip, if you're a guy who hates women that use men, if you're a guy that hates when women are verbally abusive to men, right? Like you hate the type of people who do these specific things. That's cool. I get it. But then to act like everybody's cool except for you, they're not trying to remove who you are. They're saying the rest should be like you. They are the only group of people who love us and hate us simultaneously. No, Keish, that applies to all the other races because you see it in how they take our culture, they take what we make cool, and they love it and mistreat us. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get across here. It is the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing. Because you do these things that are cool or that I'm pleased with, I like you. You are not like the rest of them. And bro, I'll put it on the screen so people can see. They're not trying to remove who you are. It's saying the rest should be like you. Bro, that's not saying anything different than what I said. That's not saying anything different at all. Because what I'm saying is you can't remove me from that section of people. You know what I'm saying? You can't remove you can't remove that one black person from all of black people and then thinking every black person should be like them. Again, it's a backhanded compliment. It's not legit. They think it is. Now, I will say this: people mean to compliment you when they say that. I'll say that much. I'll concede with that. People absolutely mean it from the bottom of their heart when they say that you one of the good ones. They are intentionally praising you. That is their intention. What I'm saying is intention and execution, like the reality of the execution, are two different things. So, like I said in the clip, vice versa, right? You can't be pro-black and say except for the other gender. You can't say I'm pro-black, but I hate black women. You can't say I'm pro-black, but I hate black men. And then you can't put your hate aside for the gender the moment tragedy happens. I hate black women, but you saw what happened to Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland, and now it's say her name. Bro, what? You know they was black women? What are we talking about here? Like the same people who was calling black men this, that, and the other over a celebrity breakup don't get to now jump up and had a chest pumped up over Carmelo Anthony being found guilty of murder. Y'all don't get, did y'all not know he's a black man? He's a black male? Because I need y'all to understand how deep these insults get, how deep this hatred gets within, you know, unfortunately within our own community. So here it is, the same person who, not but a month ago, proudly exclaimed and expounded upon their hate for black men is gonna want to cook out and grill tomorrow for Juneteenth, a celebration of black people. Juneteenth don't belong to black men or black women separately. Bro, you can't say I hate, and I don't mean bro like to you specifically, Myra, because I know I'm saying bro, but we know we say bro, and bro is gender neutral here in this situation. Um, we do it too. It's called invite. You're invited to the cookout. That's interesting. I don't know that I thought about it like that, and I don't know that I agree with you, Myron, but I don't know that I disagree with you, Myron. I see where you're going with that. Mm, mm. I see where you're going with that, gang. I see where you're going with that. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. But, but this is also why I hate cookout invites. So let's say Myron is right. Let's say Myron is right. That's the top phrase this bro loves to hear. Let's say Myron is right. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. In fact, I'm gonna go back and put Keisha's initial comment on the screen to give proper context. Okay. To give proper context, I will put Keish original comment that Myron responded to, and I'll read it out loud again. They, quote unquote, are the only group of people who love us and hate us simultaneously. They're not the only group of people. But Myron countered with, nah, Keish, it includes us too. We do it too. We call it you're invited to the cookout. So let's just say that Myron is right and that is the same thing. Hey, whatever, whatever, bro. You'd be wrong too much for me to jump out the park with that lie. Um, Natural doesn't mean right though. Like just because something is natural doesn't mean it's functional. Sometimes you got to go against it. Sometimes you got to go against natural because it's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you. That's why we have the ability for reason, right? Like if you only do stuff simply because it's natural, then we're no better than animals. Um but it doesn't matter that your cookouts are very selective because that plays towards Myron's point. That plays towards Myron's point. That it's the same thing. That you giving out cookout invites is the same thing as one of the good ones. You know what, Myron? I agree with you, bro. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Upon thinking and even just having a conversation, I'll give you that. Invites to the cookout and one of the good ones is the same. Good point, Myron. Good point. So, for all you little cookout people handing out cookout invites, you black people who hand out cookout invites to performative Caucasians, because my thing is this: the easy way to avoid all that is to just not hate the group. I just need y'all to understand that the easiest way. Oh, you said they would never get a cookout pass out of you. Then you don't. Then your cookout invites aren't selective, best friend. Your cookout invites are non-existent, as are mine. As are mine. As are mine. The cookout. I don't have no cookout invites. I don't care who you are. A friend of mine started stumbling onto some of Jason Williams, interview clips, right? So me being a basketball fan and me being a Jason Williams fan, honestly, she sends a lot of them to me. And sometimes I give her extra context because, I remember what was going on around the time about the story he's telling, whatever, what have you. Um, but let me tell you something. Even if I met Jason Williams in real life, would I ask him for his autograph? Absolutely. Loved watching that dude play, man. I loved watching him play. Loved it. Loved it. I don't call him white chocolate. I know that was a nickname that somebody gave him. Y'all don't ever hear me refer to Jason Williams as white chocolate. J Dub, white boy, or Wit E boy, because the tattoo on his fingers is WHIT, and then he has the E and boy on the other hand. So sometimes I joke and I'll call him Wit E boy or J Dub or Dub. When me and her talk, I refer to him as Dub. I'll never refer to him as white chocolate. Because again, as much as I enjoyed what he did on the court, and as fun as his personality is, right? He seems like a great person to kick it with, a fun person to chop it up with, man. I love a lot of his clips from his podcast. Bro, you white. And you don't have to be honorary black to be cool. You get to just be cool because of who you are. I don't hate white people, yo. I don't hate Asian people, yo. I don't hate Latina people or Latino people. I don't. I hate some of the people in the group. I hate parts of groups in the group. I don't hate the collective. So I don't have to give out invites. I don't have to be like, you're one of the good ones. The people I hate are the bad ones. That's simple. That's simple. And I think if we adopt more of that mind frame of not trying to find a slick way with hating a group and then still trying to seem like you're not hateful, then you wouldn't have to try to make these backdoor excuses, pause. But you wouldn't have to try to, like, you know, use mental gymnastics or, try to find these cool little exceptions to the rule. You wouldn't have to do that. It's not necessarily hate, though, it's an opinion. If you didn't like most of a restaurant's menu, the items you do like are the good ones. No, no, no. Nah, we're not gonna compare. We're not. That's not a good comparison, and I'll tell you why it's not a good comparison, brother. Because at the end of the day, there are traits. If we're talking about food, there are traits that all of certain types of food have to share, right? Like if you're making if you're making a certain meal or whatever it is, if you're making mac and cheese, it has to be cheese, bro. So if you hate cheese, you hate cheese. If you hate dairy, you hate dairy. If you go to an ice cream place and you're like, I hate everything except for the water ice, that doesn't mean the water ice is one of the good ones. Like, and I'm not saying that everything has to necessarily be hate, mind you, either. But I am speaking of in these terms of hate. I'm speaking directly in these terms of hate, where people are saying they can't stand this, they hate that. So let's not get away from that part. I'm speaking directly to black women who hate black men and black men who hate black women, yet trying to think they get to get away with being pro-black. And I'm saying no, no. Those two black homegirls you got, or saying you hate black men, but you got a boyfriend and a son. Saying you hate black women, referring to them as black bitches, but you got a daughter, you got a sister. And if anybody referred to her in that way, you're not even trying to be reasonable and be like, well, why'd you call her a bitch? What did she do? You willing to jump off? And I'm not saying again to you this directly, specifically, but I'm just saying in general. So my whole thing is people need to get to the point where they're not hating the group altogether. People need to get to the point where they can actually understand they dislike or even they hate the individuals, that the individuals don't make up the group. That is the point. That is the point. You wouldn't have to hand out cookout invites if you didn't see white people as a whole as a problem or the problem. Then you wouldn't have to sit here and be like, oh yeah, man, I hate white people, but man, Jason Williams could roll with me anytime. He invited to the cookout. If it is a black space meant for black people, Jason Williams, I still from time to time when my back don't hurt, I try to throw that elbow pass just to see if I can do it every now and then. You got like 3 moves I still try to this day. But you can't come to the cookout, brother. My brother in Christ, you are not my brother in black. And I don't care who else gives him the pass. I don't care who else tries to make him an honorary. Yo, now that I hate. I hate all you people who try to make other people from other races honorary Negroes. Oh, he's not white. He's light skinned. He's not Asian. He's light skinned. Come, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. The individuals definitely make up the group. How do you figure they don't? I'm gonna assume that you're not trolling or trying to be obtuse. Individuals make up a group. What they are not is entirely representative or representative of the group. Is that more clear, brother? Is that more clear? Because I feel like you're doing that thing with the words again where you playing a semantics game with me. Of course, individuals make up a group, sir. I'm saying that they don't represent the entire group. Now that I know you can understand. that I know I'm being clear about. The individuals do not represent the entire group. Not everybody is good, not everybody is bad. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So I'm not with the need to I'm not with the need to force fake assimilation because I like a person. There are plenty of white people I like, that I enjoy, that I'm friends with, that I'm cool with. Or like I said, in the case of Jason Williams, there's white people that I'm a fan of, that I would like to meet, that I would like to kick it with. But it has nothing to do with the color of their skin. They are interesting people. I think they're cool people. The white people who are my friends are not my white friends. They're my friends. You know what I'm saying? They are my friends. However, sometimes there is a space, there's a place and a time, right? I am not going to spaces. If you're trying to tell me that white people have their own version of the cookout, right? And they don't want me there. So to classify you as a good one is their attempt to distinguish you from the rest of the BS. We just gonna agree to disagree, bro. We just gonna agree to disagree there. Because like I said with everything else, the minute you start labeling somebody as one of the good ones, you're trashing the rest of what exists. And I'm not cool with that. That's the other thing. And let me make that point. That's the other thing I'm not cool with, right? I don't feel praised and I don't feel good being classified as one of the good ones because I know plenty of good ones. So what you're saying is, let's take Myron for example, right? And let's say that we're amongst some black women, and some black women find me to be more palatable than Myron. So when they say, and let's say that they assume that Myron is just like the rest of them, I know Myron to be a good brother. So when you say that I'm one of the good ones, he's one of the people you throwing away in the trash. So is my brother. So is my homie. So is, you know what I'm saying? So when you say one of the good ones, you're eliminating so many people that I'm not comfortable with that. You're eliminating so many other people who are outstanding, and I am not comfortable with that. I don't agree with that. I don't respect that. But it's things when they say you're good and the rest is because bro. It's such a thing as backhanded compliments. It's such a thing as backhanded compliments. They meant to say something nice, but the reality of it is disrespect, right? You look good for a black girl. Is the implication that you don't think black girls look good? It's one thing if we're talking about something where it's about capability, right? Where somebody's defying the odds. LeBron James is playing excellent for a ball player in his 40s. The fact is, physically, you're not supposed to be able to play that well in your 40s because your body gives out on you after playing that much time. We literally have the rest of history and everybody else who played in their 40s as examples. That is about literal capability, not personality. Not personality. Not about who you are. It's about what you can do. If you saw a young boy lifting up a car, he's strong for a young boy because people that small, their bone density, not having that kind of experience, they're typically not going to be that strong. Totally different thing. That's why I'm saying you can't just apply it across the board to everything where it comes to functionality. When we're talking about somebody being exemptional from a functional level, then it's different because you could explain why the rest of the group might not be able to do it or shouldn't be able to do it or historically are have shown an inability to do it, right? Like a kindergartner who's reading at a 10th grade level. That's exemplary. But when we're talking about people, behaviors, personalities, and somebody says one of the good ones, they're dissing everybody else. And not literally everybody else, but they're dissing everybody who they don't see as an exception. And they dissing your people. Because not all your people is going to qualify for an exemption. There's people who love Myron and not going to like me. There's people who love Keisha and can't stand me. You know what I'm saying? As much as all three of us can sit here and chat and banter in the chat and in real life and all that, we good with each other. But there's somebody who can look at each and every last one of us and say to one of us, you're one of the good ones. Now, that's way different. That would be like saying you have great character for a black man. That would be an example of a backhanded compliment. It's the qualifier that makes the difference. Bro, you doing the word thing again where you playing the semantic game. Just because don't say for a one of the good ones is already implying the rest of the group. One of the good ones is implying the rest of the group. So they don't have to say, "Oh, I like you for a black person." They're already implying that the rest of your group is unlikable. When I say you can't pour from an empty cup, it doesn't matter whether I show this cup or this cup. It's a cup. I don't have to say hot and cold mug. If I say you should drink out of glasses instead of cups, you know I don't mean this or the one I just had. Let's not do the ticky tack thing with the words, brother. You don't like me, this little girl. A little girl don't even like me. Nobody likes me. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Um, but nah, I just like I said, as this is Juneteenth Eve, um, I hope that y'all actually celebrate Juneteenth, that y'all take the opportunity to do so. Um, I hope that those of us with kids are teaching the history, not just taking the day off if we get the day off, but teaching the history to our kids, teaching the importance of it to our kids. And I want to encourage you to one, not give out no cookout advice. You could like white people, whoever you like that's white, just because they're likable. Um, it's not a lowering of the compliment. Still a critique on the rest. The critique on the rest lowers the compliment. Like that's the part where you and I can't agree on. The lowering of everything else The lowering of everything else, bro. Like the critique on everything else lowers the compliment because it's dropping the bar. It's dropping the bar, whether you want to agree that or not. It's lowering the bar immediately. If I say you're the best of the trash, bro, like that's not a real compliment. That's not a real compliment, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's a backhanded compliment. That's saying all of this sucks. It's not saying you're good. It's just saying you're better than whatever sucks. That's backhanded compliment if ever I heard one, brother. Told you doing the word gymnastics thing right now, but the meaning's still coming out the same. Thank you, Sonny. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Shout out for sure, for sure. Early Father's Day to everybody in the chat. Um, am I gonna do a Father's Day episode next week? Maybe, 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 maybe. We'll see how it goes. Or maybe I'll do one before the month is out. But certainly, to all the fathers, to all the dads, man, not just the fathers, to all the dads, man, to all the daddies, pops, OGs, everybody that's a lifer, that's a real dad, man. I salute y'all, man. Um, we never gonna get enough pats on the back, but we don't look for that. But I urge you that if you do get it, I urge you that if you do get it, accept it. I think we so used to not getting it, we don't even know how to accept it. But accept it, man. Accept those flowers, man, that you get from the people who give them to you in life, but certainly uh for being a dad. And being a dad and doing it right is its own reward for sure. But if somebody wants to reward you for it in some way, shape, or fashion, please allow it. And if you want to be rewarded for that, don't let nobody out here tell you that you shouldn't feel that way. He want to be treated like a princess. He want to be given such and such on Father's Day. Yeah. And as Taya likes to say, that Father's Day cookout, don't get your ass on that grill. Don't get your ass on that grill. You heard me? Take the day off, relax, rest. But yeah, speaking of Sunny, I believe, I believe Sex with Sunny is on tonight, Sunny. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, so for sure, go over to GFT Radio. Check them out. Check out their episode from earlier this week. Check out Sex with Sunny when that comes on. Support the homie. But yeah, like I said, man, I just encourage y'all to one, not fall for the okey doke, rope a dope, backhanded compliment of being one of the good ones in anything. Understand that you could dislike behaviors, you could dislike traits, and you could certainly dislike individuals without hating an entire group. Individuals do not represent the entire group as a whole. Plain and simple. And also, most importantly, just a reminder, if you find yourself hating black women or black men, tomorrow is not the holiday for you. That being said, man, I will get ready to wrap this up. No doubt, Sonny. You know it's all love. It's all love, man. Speaking of my Pod Link Philly homie, shout out to Podcast Link Philly. I have an episode coming out soon with Mr. Know It All and my homeboy from Talk Heavy, Slice Maximus. That will be on the Mr. Know It All podcast. So look out for that episode. Um, of course, I'll share the link when it drops. Uh, like I said, man, enjoy yourselves tomorrow. Hopefully, y'all get tomorrow off. If not, hopefully, y'all get time and a half. Um, be good to each other, black people. Be good to each other, please. Next time someone says it, I'll ask them what's wrong with the rest of them. Try that. Try that. Try that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Try that. Try that. Try that and let me know how I go. I'm dead serious, though. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. The next time somebody says it, I'm dead serious. I want you to ask that question and then please come back and share what they say. Please come back and share. I'm interested. You piqued my curiosity now, bro. I want to hear it. Um also before we go, man, none of y'all still haven't sent y'all list for the Get the Draws playlist that Miss Tommy asked y'all to put together. None of y'all sent y'all submissions, man. I ain't getting no emails. I ain't getting no inboxes. I'm gonna put a post on the Facebook, on the Not Charles Facebook. So, you know what I mean? I'm put a post there and give y'all the opportunity to drop some. Because we said we're gonna actually make a playlist, you know what I'm saying? In honor of the Sex Ed for Grown Folks episode and series. Um I you would say I should ask two? Say less then. Say less. Say less. I'm gonna ask two. You right. You right. And we can have a conversation about that. For sure, for sure. We'll what they say, trade notes. Yes, sir. I'm down. I definitely will ask. Not definitely. Definitely. I appreciate everybody that tapped in. For those who were here, for those who are not here, for those who's not going to be able to catch it live, but will catch it anyway. Listen, man. Well, my life be life and watchers that you heard. Share that shit. Share that shit. You heard? I hate that song so bad. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes take the bad and make the good out of it. But appreciate y'all. Of course, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Heavy on the share, man. If you're talking to somebody about podcasts, feel free to throw my name in the hat. You got here right as I'm closing out, bro. I don't know what it is, man. I hate that you get the notification so late, bro. Plus, I know probably you might be just getting off, but pause, getting off work. But I appreciate you nonetheless. The conversations, the shares, the support, man. Kane, I appreciate you. Let me throw you an applause right quick. But I appreciate your support, dog. Long standing support at that, bro. You've been back since I was doing lives and stuff like that. You've been showing love. What did I walk in on? Ty, don't do like that. I actually mentioned you earlier. About how you used to tell dads not to be working on man in the grill on Father's Day. Bring back 3 hour pods. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Uh appreciate you, Ty. But you know what though? You know what though, Myron? Because Kane said it too. But I'll start trying to pick a point in time, like maybe a particular day. It's probably not gonna be Thursdays, but probably on the weekend where we just have like a marathon joint and we'll do it like how the streamers do. And we just and I just pod, y'all could jump on. You know what I mean? Y'all could get in the episode, y'all could be in the chat, and we'll just run until it's exhausted. We'll run until the flow state ends. You feel me? So anybody who's down, shoot me. Anybody who's down for a marathon style episode, um, let me know. Because the more people who are interested, the more it makes sense for me to put that type of episode together. And we'll just have fun with that joint. It won't be, as structured because we'll just be flowing. You know what I'm saying? So make sure though, if you want that episode that you bring in topics to talk about to make the hours go and be worthwhile. You feel me? So I got two people already said they down with it. I believe Miss Tommy says she'll see what's to it. She might be interested, particularly if it's on the weekend. And yeah, I would definitely save it for the weekend. So nobody, we not keeping nobody up late that got to work the next day, except for the weekend workers. But y'all get what I'm saying. Um, for sure. Life be live. Fridays and Saturdays. All right, man. Listen, I'm gonna keep that into consideration, man. Um, hey, listen. All I'm saying is when that day comes, I'll let y'all know, and we'll make it happen. But let me go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate y'all as on behalf of A.C.E, my brother who he always be, on behalf of the sponsor, the Two Kings 215, and Life Be Life in Podcasts, Denver's mom, Russ's wife, the one, the only Mrs. Ferrier. Well, not the only, but you heard the newly minted Mrs. Ferrier, quiche with the cakes. Um, as I always say, be smart, be respectful, be patient, be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people gonna make that impossible, and that's just fine. Don't focus on them. Make sure every single day, just take the time. I don't care how little time, I don't care how much time. Take the time out to be kind to yourselves because you can't and shouldn't, maybe you physically can, but you should not continue to pour from an empty cup. God loves you. I love you. Have a happy Juneteenth. Have a happy Father's Day to all the dads. And we'll see y'all next Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The first mate, not captain. Yeah, they ain't got their running joint going on, yo. But for sure, we'll see y'all Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, God willing. Y'all be safe, stay dangerous.